Hi guys, this is gsno.com and I'm here with the unboxing of the Xiaomi Mi 10T 5G. So we've already unboxed and reviewed the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro 5G, and this is the lighter version which shares about 90% of the specs, but it changes the main camera. Okay, so if you're on the price tag, it's $500, which is actually not a bad deal since you're getting the powerful Snapdragon 865 CPU inside and a pretty solid triple camera. It's got 8K filming and at the same time a big battery and a 144Hz screen, which may be something excellent to have for gamers. As you can see, it keeps the Cyclops design of the Pro version with a big and highlighted main camera accompanied by the rest of the aiding sensors. So it's a 64 megapixel camera this time. It's an unboxing, so let's see what's inside the box. But first of all, let's boot up the phone. I'm going to keep pressed its flat power button on the side, which integrates the fingerprint scanner. You can see here we have a protruding camera, so much so that I would compare it to the thickness of the one on the Huawei P40 Pro. Okay, so let's leave it to the side as it boots and let's get straight to it. Inside the box we have this envelope here, which holds the metal key used to access the slots. Then we have an adapter which goes from USB-C to 3.5mm jack, a replacement for the lack of audio jack on the device. Here we have the documents, user guide and warranty card. And we also get a case, which is branded Xiaomi, and it has a dual tone approach. It's flexible and also soft. Nowadays, it's fashionable and useful that you're getting antimicrobial cases. We've seen that very often. I wouldn't be surprised if it's also the case here. Okay, so we go further now and we find a hefty charger, which is this one here, and it has an USB-A connector. It also comes with the promise of, let's see, up to 33 watts charging, which is actually not bad, even though we're dealing with a 5000 mAh battery that we're going to have to juice up. And this is a cable which goes from USB-C to USB-A. I'm sure you've seen one of those before. That's it. That's everything available inside the box. As usual, Xiaomi doesn't like to bundle headphones for some reason. Maybe because they're cheap and they're very easy to get and you probably already have a pair. This is the device itself. If you've seen the Pro version, you will feel right at home with this version. The design is pretty similar. The color versions are Cosmic Black and Lunar Silver. And as you can probably tell, we have the Lunar Silver. It's got this frosted look going on here. And I have to say that we're dealing with a pretty big, long and wide handset, which is kind of hard to use with a single hand. But, well, you'll probably get accustomed to it as you use it more often. So the fact that it's so long may impair your one-hand usage. Definitely built of premium materials. This is glass at the back, we got glass at the front side, and in between them an aluminum frame, which is 9.3mm thick. The device is on the beefy side with a weight of 216 grams. The panel you're seeing here, in spite of its prodigious refresh rate of 144 Hz, we're actually dealing with an IPS LCD with a diagonal of 6.67 inches and a resolution of 2400 over 1080 pixels. It got all the bells and whistles, HDR10+, 144 Hz, you can see it here, and you can switch to 90 Hz or 60 Hz if you want to. Inside the handset we have a familiar CPU. We're dealing with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 7nm plus chip, accompanied by 6 or 8 gigs of RAM and 128 GB of storage of the UFS 3.1 variety. There's no microSD, just in case you're wondering, and I'll say it again, the battery is a 5000 mAh unit. Lacking from the device is an audio jack. There is none at the bottom and there's also none at the top, so there's that. Now, aside from this aspect, we get stereo speakers, which is always nice to see on a device that doesn't exactly pretend to be a flagship. It's more of a wannabe flagship or a flagship replacement. And aside from that, I think it's time to discuss the camera. You can already see that we have a cutout here. Let's see it properly. There's a punch hole in this corner. It's for the 20 megapixel selfie camera, and if you go to the back side, things will get a bit more complicated. So this is the main 64 megapixel shooter with f1.9 aperture, face detection autofocus. There's also an ultra wide camera 13 megapixels and a 5 megapixel macro camera, autofocus and an LED flash. We're also getting 8K filming here, most likely an upscaling from 6K, also a 4K at 60 frames per second, and also 960 frames per second slow motion. Okay, and also the aid of a gyroscope aided electronic stabilization to make things smoother. Okay, so this is pretty much it, which we're getting on as far as the specs are concerned. If you want to discuss more things, I think we can refer to the connectivity, like 4G, there's 5G as well, dual SIM, there's Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1, GPS dual band, NFC, and at the top you'll be able to find an infrared emitter so you can control your TV set. The bottom port is an USB-C 2.0, and this is Android 10 we're running here with MIUI 12 on top, which has a bunch of incredible, and I mean truly incredible, wallpapers, which you can trigger from here. Especially the live ones are impressive. Some of them will feel as if you're zooming from the orbit of a planet onto its surface, and they're very good looking. Okay, as usual, I'm going to have a very quick glance into the camera interface and see what's cracking there. Now, as you can see, this viewfinder is quite generous here, and we can also go to portrait. There's more, quite a few options. We got a vlog option, front and back camera, clone, time-lapse, full 64 megapixel shots. We got your photo, once again video, 8K is obviously an option, and Pro mode if you like to tweak things further. So this is pretty much it. It feels pretty hefty and heavy, this phone, also pretty long and wide, but it's basically on par with the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro, except for the main camera. Other than that, they share quite a few of the specs. I'm expecting this phone to be a beast when it comes to battery life and also a beast when it comes to gaming, but we'll see if it delivers on all fronts. Rest assured, we'll be back with a full review very soon. Don't forget the $500 price tag. This is from gsn.com. Bye bye.